it's George Ira Carroll, and I'm just curious to know, do you know the name Chuck Yeager? No, he didn't make Jägermeister, but Chuck Yeager was the man who broke the sound barrier. And there was a story that I heard the other day that was really powerful that I want to share with you. The two men who attempted to break the sound barrier before Chuck Yeager, what happened was they got in their planes, they began to get closer and closer and closer to breaking that sound barrier, but as soon as they got really close, their planes started shaking like crazy. All this resistance started happening, and at the last minute, they pulled back, and their planes literally exploded and they died. And so 2 attempts, 2 deaths, but Chuck Yeager decides that he wants to give it another attempt. So the night before he goes out and tries to break the sound barrier, he goes out and he tips a few back and has a couple drinks, and he's thinking, well, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to have some fun. So he goes out and has some fun, has some drinks, and the next day he's a little hungover, but he's ready. So he gets in his plane, he heads up into the air, and he starts moving fast. And he starts to get closer and closer and closer to that sound barrier and breaking that sound barrier, and all that resistance shows up for him as it did the previous 2 pilots. But instead of pulling back, he said, oh, screw it. If I'm going out in a blaze of glory. So he speeds up and puts the throttle on full blast, and all of a sudden, silence. Because he was willing to break through that resistance, that comfort zone, so to speak. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because as entrepreneurs, we're always pushing our own comfort levels. We're always pushing past our own sound barriers, if you will. And most cases, entrepreneurs will get to the point where they're getting ready to grow tremendously, getting ready to have a big breakthrough, and they revert back into what's most comfortable for them. And instead of being a Chuck Yeager and breaking through that sound barrier and pushing through and moving to the next level. And then what happens is our comfort zone then grows, and we always have to consistently face that growth zone, that comfort zone. So be Chuck Yeager, break through that resistance, and get through and expand your comfort zone more and more and more and more. Take care. God bless. See you soon.